Hey folks, August 1st, 2025. We're back at it again. Remember, don't play with money you can't afford to lose. So we took three trades today, mostly on LOBO. TNON was a loser. And we started off late. We didn't trade pre-market. I decided to wait and sleep in a little. And right off the bat, we jumped in on LOBO. We were watching it from a little bit earlier, and it was somewhere around 60 cents, 61 cents. And I thought about going in, but I just didn't. And of course, right here, I'm questioning whether I'm going to continue the red streak from the prior 2 weeks as Lobo does rise and starts coming down. Remember, like and subscribe if you like the video, if it helps you out. Leave your comments down below. And here we're looking okay. And it looks like buyers are coming in. It's a little early to go in right after the market opens, but it looked like you can see there 2-3 green candles and volume looked good, and there was a lot of buyers and a lot of sellers. Of course, here it begins to turn down. It looks like almost like a double top there. And this is an area where you begin to regret your decisions. And of course, size has a lot to do with it. So, 600 shares, if it goes down 5-6 cents, then yeah, you're going to be down a few bucks. But again, as I mentioned, if there is no risk, there's no winning without risk. And so you have to have nerves of steel. And the spread's opening up. We're turning red. We're turning bearish. And I think I've learned to dominate my emotions when I see that I'm down 30 bucks. All of a sudden it's 40, 50. And one thing I didn't do here is panic. I think what I would have done based on a couple of weeks ago is, or even last week, or even this week, is sell right here and get out and take a $50 loss. But I've traded Lobo before. It likes to move up, so I decided to leave it. And it looked like it was reclaiming there a little bit, and then switched over to TNON, and we're going to continue watching Lobo. As you see it, I have it in the watch list on the right above the clock on the left-hand corner there, and went in on TNON, hoping that would kick up a little bit and get us a little bit of a win there. And out of the corner of my eye, I continue to watch a Lobo. And I only went in on a short position here, only 30 shares, and I decided to hold this. I said, no, I'm going to hold it. I think it has a good opportunity. And Lobo eventually goes, I think it hits 230 before it scales back. But at a certain point here, it has a pullback. And today was Friday, so you got to be careful on Fridays. You never know what's going to happen, and who knows if the market's going to be strong or not. And of course, we had weak labor jobs report this week. Tariffs kicked in, and earlier in the week we had higher inflation reports. So we can see that the SPY in both NVIDIA start coming down. So at this point, it doesn't look like TNON is going to be moving, and Lobo is still a behind, but it's starting to creep up. So I decided to hold both stocks. And here was the downturn on the pullback on TNON. And I decided to hold it thinking that it would pick up again. And what I'm watching is the number of bids. They're climbing, and you see there the asks are being taken out. So it looks like it has good numbers there. At this point, it begins to look like a Christmas tree here. But I said, no, I'm going to hold it. I've elected to hold it. So we're back on LOBO, and you see LOBO starting to pick back up again. Remember, we were down at $50 at one point, but the volume came back in. And I'm again on the ladder. I'm watching the number of bids, level 2 as well. And I'm looking at that MACD, how it curved down, but it's curving back up again. So if it's done this much reclaim, and this is what all these other stocks have done. Last week, we stopped out a little too early, didn't give the stock time to breathe. So today I decided, no, if it's a stock I like, I'm going to hold it. LOBO I like. So here we were down $50 and starts kicking up. And I'm expecting it to hit 85, 86 higher. But at this point, I didn't want to chance anything. I held it for long. TNON didn't look like it was going to pick up 4 bars in a row. So at this point, I continue to watch LOBO again, even though TNON does go up. So what I'm watching here is the climb back up above VWAP. And like I mentioned earlier, the first climb back up to TWAP usually is going to turn out to be a rejection. And so that's what I'm thinking is going to happen here. But I start looking at the ladder and the number of sellers. And you'll see it right there, right around 79 cents. Huge sellers coming in, huge number of sellers coming in. And that's what I'm watching. And I'm watching for them to be taken out. And once they get taken out, then I go in with a little bit more confidence and I go ahead and take another trade. And of course, the number of bids are still up there. Here we go, 79.37, huge numbers. But I'm scrolling here, scrolling to take a look at volume and see what the MACD is doing. Right here, it looks like it's failing. You see the number, large numbers there at 79 of sellers, but the buyers hang in there. There's 700, 600. The sellers get taken out, and I put it in. I put my bid in, but it doesn't get accepted, and then I have to put it in again. And here we go. Now, eventually, LOBO goes up to $1, and it would have been a nice win, another $50, but it was okay. Then I noticed I still have a 1,000 order out there standing, so I cancel it. I'm letting it go here to show you guys how it goes up. But good win. It was $55 on LOBO, lost 4 on TNON. So it turned out to be a $50 day, which is what I was looking for. So next week, we're going to be hoping more of the same. And so being patient does help a lot more. Like and subscribe. Have a great weekend, El.